How's it, guys? We are going to be introducing Illustrator to you. First thing you want to do is open up Illustrator. And I love Illustrator, by the way. We're going to be creating today just a fun day in the sun. And you can, in the top right bar, you can open up your search and type in Illustrator. And you can see it right here and just double click on that. And once it opens up, you can hit File, New, and we're going to call this Fun Day. And then this is basically your document size, and we're going to choose A4 paper. Okay, so we're going to have an A4 size, and for orientation, it's going to be long ways. Okay, the first one is vertical, but we're going to have it horizontal. Okay, so then we're going to hit OK, and then we have our new sheet. Now let me show you a little bit about how Illustrator works and what all these tools are used for. This is the most important part right here, and this is your toolbar. Okay, this is where you're going to get your tools to be able to do things, and I'll be explaining more about the toolbar later. On the right side, you have all these other things too that will help you more specifically. And if you need specific tools, you can go under here. It says Window, and in Window is all these tools that you can use. Okay, kind of like when you have an art project and you want to go into the cabinet and maybe get out the paintbrushes or get out the stenciling or the paper cutters, and it's kind of like this. This is like your work box, like here and then the left side to use your themes. If you don't need certain things, you can, if there's nothing open and you're like, oh no, where to go, you can always go back to your window and reopen those that you need. But today we're basically just going to use this toolbar right here. Okay, and so what we're going to start out with is just make a box. So right here is a rectangle tool, and it says M. These are shortcuts. So if you just hit M on the keyboard, it'll actually select this rectangle tool. So we're just going to make a rectangle, and with the rectangle, we're just going to click and drag. Okay, just click and drag. And for our toolbar, let's make it about 1/3. Okay, so 1/3 of your paper is going to be like that. Okay, and for our 1/3, notice there's nothing inside. It's just like a rectangle. Now up here in the top left, you will see that it is white and a black. The first one is the color that's inside the rectangle, and this is the stroke or the outline of the color. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to select this one. It's a gradient. It's called Fading Sky. Okay, so when we choose Fading Sky, and if you don't have Fading Sky, you can just choose a different one. It's fine. With this rectangle that we made, we are going to be clicking on the gradient tool. You'll see here, or if you press G on your keyboard, okay, it's right around here, it'll select that, and you'll notice this line. Okay, now with this line, it goes from blue to white, but we want it to go this way, right? So you want to click here and then drag down, and notice now it goes from blue to white, and that's what we want it to do. Okay, so that's perfect right there. Then this is called your selection tool. Okay, and we use that selection tool to click and drag things. So see, we can click and drag things here. I'm going to put it back though. So now we have, this is the sky. Now we need to fill this bottom part in for our grass. So we're going to click in here in our rectangle tool, and we're going to click right around here and drag and just make a rectangle for the empty spot below. And then you're going to click here in the color, and you're going to choose a green grass. Don't choose too dark, just a normal green, a lighter green. And if you don't see the shade that you like here, okay, you can actually go down here, okay, and you can double click that, and this color picker will pick up, and you can pick the exact green that you want to choose. So I'm going to pick that green. Okay. Now I'm going to click that rectangle again, and you'll notice that there's a black outline around it. And I don't want that black outline. So I'm going to go up here to this black outline, and I'm going to choose not to fill it. So you see this line through it? That means no stroke or no outline. And I'm going to click on this rectangle up here. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take away that so there's no rectangles. So now we have our sky. It looks nice with a gradient. We have our grass right here. And if you ever want to change your gradient, you can always go in here to the gradient tool and then draw and double click this color right here, and you could choose a red sky. If you want to adjust your blue, you can go ahead and do that. I'm just going to keep it right around there. Okay. Also for the gradient, okay, if you see this middle button right here, you can drag it up and down. So there's more blue and more white. So maybe I want more blue here. So I'm going to do maybe like this. Okay. And maybe I'll double click and let's see, I don't want white. Maybe I just want a light color, like a white here. So I could do something like that. Okay. And I could drag it out and drag it in. So there's white. You can see my gradient stops here. So I could drag it down more and it's more blue. So you can decide the kind of gradient that you want to get. So now that we have our sky, and it's light outside, but why is it light outside? There's no sun. We gotta get a sun on out here. So we'll bring out the sun a little bit later, but first we're done with our sky. So what we're gonna do is lock it so it doesn't do that. We want to lock this object. So I'm going to go to Object and hit Lock, and then Lock Selection, or you can hit Command 2 on the keyboard. So now if I click on it, I can't move it anymore. And I can do the same thing, hit either Command 2 or go up to hit this and go to Object, Lock. Now notice I can't click anything anymore. And maybe that's good. I don't want to mess around with it. But if I do want to go back to edit, you'd want to click, go to Object and hit Unlock All, and now I can go around and move it. Okay. And if you ever make a mistake, you can go up here to edit, and you can do Undo, okay, or Command Z on the keyboard. Now saving is very important. You should actually probably save it right away. So to save your work, go to File and hit Save As, and you can just save it to your Google Drive or desktop. Now the format is going to be an Illustrator format, so you have to have Illustrator to open it. Okay. There's other formats that you can save it as, like a PDF, and a PDF you can open on any computer and view it and send it. But today we're just going to save it as an Illustrator file. We're not done with it, but for now we're just going to save it and maybe take a break. So go ahead and hit Save. Okay. And then this box will open up and everything should be fine. Just use the defaults and just go ahead and hit OK. And then now it is saved. And you have your sky. In another lesson, we'll be learning how to create the sun, the mountains, the flowers to make in our fun day. So just an introduction to Illustrator. Hope you learned a lot, and I'll see you next time.